We are back with a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a mock draft. We've done enough of these where you guys know the drill, man. We're using fanspo.com's mock draft simulator. Only going to be doing first round for this one, but this is probably going to be my second to last mock draft on this channel for this year before the next week's one, which is going to be, I think, the day or a couple days before the actual NBA draft, because the draft is in 9 days or 8 days as I'm recording this video, because I'm recording this at like 1 a.m. But yeah, the draft is going to be in like 8 days. So I'm planning to record a mock draft this week and then a mock draft a week from today, or somewhere in that time frame. And the mock draft from a week from today is going to be a full second round, like complete mock draft. So do not worry about that. If you guys want for 2-round mock draft, you guys will get that the next week, even though I just did one a couple weeks ago as well. So yeah, we've done enough on the channel where you guys should know the drill by now. Fanspo's mock draft simulator. Yeah, let's get right into it, man. Start the draft. Without further ado, we are in the first round and the Orlando Magic are on the clock. Again, I gotta emphasize that this is what I would do, not what I'm predicting will happen. Yeah, this is kind of just, if I were the GM of every team, who would I select? And yeah, that's how we're gonna do this mock draft. That's how we've done every mock draft so far. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's get right into it, man. Orlando Magic at number 1. I've gone with this player. If you guys have watched my mock draft videos, I've gone with this player number 1 for every single one. I'm not budging. I think that he should be the number 1 pick. Do I think it's gonna happen? Absolutely not, because like there's no mock drafts or anything that has suggested this guy to go number 1. Like everything has pointed the signs for him to go number 3, and it's been a consensus between Chet and Jabari going 1 and 2. I think Paolo Banchero should be the number 1 overall pick. I've said it so many times, and I've said the reason why, but I'm going to concisely say it again. I think it's because I think he has the best or the highest chance of being a go-to guy / a number 1 option on a team, because offensively, I think he is the most versatile / talented out of the 3. And I do think that defensively, although he has his concerns, Orlando has some pretty good defensive pieces to put around him. So I don't think that's too much of a concern for me. I think if you can get a guy, especially in Orlando where they don't really have a solidified go-to guy yet, Paolo Banchero is a guy that can be that in the future, 100%. So he is going to be my number 1 overall pick. Yeah, let's go to the OKC Thunder. OKC at 2. This is another, very interesting proposition here. I'm gonna go with Chet. I'm gonna go with Chet Holmgren. I think that they desperately need some size down low. It's a toss-up between Chet and Jabari for me. I think that I like Jabari as a player more, but I think that Chet would fit the Thunder better. I think that they would be more intrigued with him, especially with his length and his size. So I'm gonna go Chet Holmgren at number 2 to the OKC Thunder. And then moving on to number 3, we got the Houston Rockets. Again, I've said this so many times, man. They got the easiest job. All they got to do is just take whoever's not taken out of the 3. And we're gonna go with Jabari Smith. We're gonna go with Jabari Smith out of Auburn. Whoever falls to them at 3 is gonna be a stud. So it doesn't really matter for Houston. You just gotta just don't do anything stupid and take anyone who's not the top 3. Like, just don't do that. Just go with the safe route and take whoever's not taken out of the 3, and it's going to be Jabari for this mock draft. Yeah, we move on to number 4 here with the Sacramento Kings. I've said this so many times, man. I do not like Jaden Ivey in Sacramento. I just don't like the fit there. But I might switch it up and just take him, just because I haven't really gone with him to Sacramento yet. Like, I've gone with a lot of different guys, and just to be different and switch it up, because I don't want to make the same mock draft every single time. I think I might just go with Jaden Ivey right now, just because he's the best player available. Even though I don't think he fits Sacramento, I think that maybe an argument could be made that you've gone with guys that haven't really been showcase their true potential in Sacramento. You've gone with a lot of guys who've turned out to be disappointments so far. An argument could be made that you got to go with the best player available here, even though he doesn't fit, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go Jaden Ivey. But again, there's arguments that could be made for him not fitting in Sacramento, which I'm a true believer of. So Jaden Ivey will go at number 4. At number 5, we got the Detroit Pistons here. I'm actually gonna go with Keegan Murray. I'm going with Keegan Murray at 5. I think I've gone with Shaedon Sharpe. I've gone with Jaden Ivey in the past, because Jaden Ivey has fallen to 5 every single mock draft that I've done. But I think Keegan Murray is a very intriguing prospect for them. I think he's a guy that can you know, Jeremy Grant doesn't really fit their timeline to me. So I think that if you want a permanent starting power forward for the future, Keegan Murray is that dude. Reminds me a lot of Tobias Harris, TJ Warren, players like that, man. He's very skilled offensively. Really good as a 3-level scorer already. So Keegan Murray at number 5 will be the pick here for the Detroit Pistons. Moving on to the Indiana Pacers. Here I think I'm going to have to go with now this is very tough for me because like I like a lot of these guys. Part of me wants to reach and go with Johnny Davis because I'm a huge fan of his game, but you know, part of me also wants to just stick with, you know, the guys who are listed above him. So I'm not going to go with Johnny Davis here. It's between a couple guys for me, between Shaedon Sharpe and Ben Mathurin, but I'm going to just take Shaedon Sharpe here. I think the backcourt with him and Tyrese is very intriguing to me. I just don't think you can pass up on a guy who's athletically just so gifted, and I think that, you know, there were some concerns that he has not played college basketball, but like there's just guys that it doesn't really matter, and I think Shaedon Sharpe is one of those guys. Like, even though he has not played NCAA basketball, like there's a reason he's projected to go this high, and I know it's like kind of risky, but I mean the risk is worth the reward in my opinion. I think that Shaedon Sharpe, if he's developed right, and Indiana has shown good developmental history over you know, its past couple years. I think it's been very underrated as far as being a good city to develop talent and good organization to develop talent. Shaedon Sharpe is my pick at number 6. At number 7, we got the Portland Trailblazers. I'm actually gonna have him going with AJ Griffin. I'm gonna have him going with AJ Griffin. Had him going with Ben Mathurin last time. I'm just gonna switch it up here, go with AJ Griffin. It's kind of between these two for me at number 7. I don't see anyone. Unless they go with like Jalen Duren, but I'm a big believer that they're gonna get either DeAndre Hunter in the offseason or probably keep Yusuf Nurkic if that's not the case. So I don't think I'm going to go with Jalen Duren here. I'm going to go with AJ Griffin out of Duke University as a catch and shoot player who's going to fit really nicely next to Damian Lillard. At number 8, we got the New Orleans Pelicans, and here we got to go with Ben Mathurin. Ben Mathurin is going to go at number 8 for me. I think that Ben Mathurin is a very good fit next to Zion, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. Yeah, Ben Mathurin I think is a perfect player to put alongside a team who's trying to push for the playoffs, and I think that's what exactly the New Orleans Pelicans are trying to do. At number 9, we got the San Antonio Spurs. Now, although Dyson Daniels is the best player and he has fallen a little bit from the board, I'm going to have him going with, you know, this is tough for me. I don't know if I want to going with a guard or a big, but I'm going to have him going with Johnny Davis. I know I had him going with Jalen Duren in a couple of past mock drafts, but then recently I've started to go with Davis more, just because I think you need a consistent backcourt mate next to DeJounte Murray. I think Pirtle is very underrated as a center, and I do think that they're also a team that can go out and get Ayton if they want to. So I don't think the center position is as big of a need as the shooting guard position is. I think Johnny Davis will fit really well in San Antonio, especially with the news that Zach LaVine is probably not going to, leave the Chicago Bulls, and Chicago's going to offer him the max contract. So that eliminates the possibility of Zach LaVine going to Chicago. So Johnny Davis will go at number 9 to the Spurs. And at number 10, this is where Dyson Daniels will go to the Wizards. Yeah, he has fallen, but I didn't really see any other team that desperately needed a point guard as much as the Wizards do. And I think that Dyson Daniels has a lot of similarities to like Lonzo Ball and Marcus Smart in his gameplay and his frame. I do think that he's going to be a really good high IQ player. He has one of the highest floors in the league, in my opinion, just because he's going to do a lot of things day one that a lot of people don't have in their bag yet. And that's defend, that's play make at a high level, and just be a high IQ player. You cannot teach a player's feel for the game, and he has that definitely for sure, like in the bag. So Dyson Daniels will go at number 10, and the Wizards will love a guy like him for sure. At number 11, we got the New York Knicks. Jalen Duren is the pick here. I'm a huge fan of Jalen Duren's game, man. I think the Knicks could definitely use a guy like him as a permanent center. You know, there has been some uncertainty with Mitchell Robinson, with Nerlens Noel, and I know they just drafted the young guy Sims last year. I'm a huge fan of his upside, but I think Jalen Duren you got to go with him, if he's available right now, especially at 11. I think this is a steal for Jalen Duren, his potential. At number 12, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. I had him going with Ousmane Dieng in the past. I'm going to switch it up here. I'm actually going to go, where's my boy? I'm going to go with Tari Eason. I know this might be a little high, but Tari Eason is starting to creep up in my big board right now, as far as guys who I would take in the lottery. And I'm just a huge fan of his game. I think that defensively he's a stud from day one. I think he could really complement a guy like Shea and Giddey. Like Shea and Giddey are not the best defenders. I think that you can put a guy like Tari Eason. I had him going with Chet. I think you got some nice wings there to work with. Have Dort at the 3, play Eason at the 4 if you want to, or you can have Eason at the 3 and figure out who you want at your 4. Have Chet at the 5. You know, you have the 34th overall pick. You can do something with that to bolster up your front court even further. But Tari Eason is a guy that I would definitely like to see in the lottery. I think OKC is a perfect place for him. Defensively, like I said, has it from day one. Offensively, if they can develop talent, which they've shown to develop a lot of talent over the years, I think they're going to be a really good team for the future. So Tari Eason will go at number 12 for me. At 13, we got the Charlotte Hornets. Mark Williams. I don't have to say anything else, bro. Like if you know, you know. Mark Williams is the pick here. Like I don't have to say anything else. Michael Jordan, you better not mess this up, man. Like you've had too many chances of drafting a center and you've passed up on him. You got to take Mark Williams at 13 or 15, but I would get my guy at 13 and secure my guy just in case a team trades up to take him at 14 if he's not taken at 13. So Mark Williams will go at 13. Cleveland at 14 is now on the clock. Again, I'm going to keep going with the same guy that I have been, even though I think it's between him and Malachi Branham. I'm going to go with Ochai Agbaji. I've been going with Ochai to the Cavaliers for like all my mock drafts now. I think this is a perfect fit for him. Catch and shoot and play defense, and you'll be great. And he's one of the most NBA ready players in the draft, and will fit great in Cleveland. So Ochai Agbaji will go at number 14. At number 15, we got the Charlotte Hornets again. Here I'm gonna have him going with, I don't know why I just opened Ousmane Dieng's profile. I'm gonna have him going with Jeremy Sohan. Bolster up that front court. Uncertainty with Miles Bridges as far as, you know, whether he's leaving or staying. The Hornets, man, I don't know what's going on at Charlotte, but those guys, they're trying to act like they're playing basketball as their secondary job with the stuff that's going on there. I'm not going to expand on that because I'm not trying to get demonetized or whatnot. But if you know, you know. Montrezl Harrell news came out today, and then we've had the Miles Bridges stuff. But yeah, I don't know what's going on in Charlotte, but they're different. Atlanta at 16, Malachi Branham is the pick here for me. It was between him and Ochai, similar to the Cavs, man. I think you can really use an off-ball threat next to Trae Young, just like how the Cavs can use one next to Darius Garland. And Malachi reminds me a lot of Chris Middleton with his pull-up game and his efficiency and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with him at 16. And then at number 17, the Rockets are here again. I know a lot of fans do not want to take a point guard, but I'm taking Ty again. I'm taking Ty Washington with the 17th pick. You can disagree all you want. I just think that the Rockets need a true playmaker. I think that they got to fill that void, you know, as soon as possible because they don't really have a true PG. Kevin Porter Jr. is more of a 2 to me. Green is obviously a 2. Same with Josh Christopher. They're all wing players in my opinion. I don't think any of them are true point guards. I think you definitely need to fill that position. So Ty is the pick. Ty is the pick for sure. At 18, we got the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to have him going with EJ Liddell. I think that EJ Liddell is a perfect pick for a team that's trying to push for the playoffs / being a contender. And EJ Liddell is a really good NBA-ready prospect that the Bulls would love at that 4 position. 19, we got the Timberwolves again. Not again, sorry. They haven't even picked yet. I don't know what I was talking about. But we have the Timberwolves. And you know, you can go different ways here, but I'm actually gonna go with Ousmane Dieng, who's kind of fallen in my board, but I think he does have upside to be a point forward. You know, you're probably gonna get rid of Russell. You're missing that true playmaker. Dieng provides that playmaking ability, but he's also 6'10" on top of that, so he has length and size on top of his playmaking potential at that power forward / small forward position. So he will go at 19 to the Timberwolves. At 20, we got the San Antonio Spurs. I did not have him taking a center, so I could go with the big here and grab a guy like Walker Kessler. But I think I'm going to go with Nikola Jovic. I think Nikola Jovic is a perfect Spurs-type pick. Does not play defense at all, but I think under Popovich, he will be forced to work. And I think offensively, he has a lot of gifts and talents that cannot be taught. At number 21, we got the Nuggets here. Jalen Williams from Santa Clara seems like the perfect pick for me, for them. I think that, you know, he's been rising up a lot of draft boards for a reason now. Plays at his own pace, kind of like a discount version of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Definitely, probably not going to be as good as him, but like as far as how he plays, I think you can put him alongside Jamal in the backcourt. and you got a perfect backcourt for the future there. You know, Will Barton is probably expendable at this point of his career, and Jalen Williams can just come right in and replace him in that lineup if you need him to. We got Memphis at 22. Jaden Hardy, I think, is the perfect pick for them. I think you need a go-to scorer next to John Morant, especially in the half court. I don't think Desmond Bane is really an on-the-ball, like create his own shot type of guy. Even though he's shown flashes, he's more of a catch-and-shoot player to me. I think Jaden Hardy, you know, this is a guy that was projected to be a top 5 pick last season before the struggles in the G League, and he definitely has that talent to be. He definitely has lottery talent. It's just that a lot of teams are afraid of his inefficiency and stuff. But yeah, he will go at 22. 23, we got the Sixers. I definitely think you need 3-and-D. I think you need some 3-and-D type upside here. I'm actually going to go with Bryce McGowens. I think Bryce McGowens is a very good scoring threat / shooting threat. Shot, you know, 40% from the field. I thought this was his 3-point percentage, but it doesn't say what he shot from 3. But I'm pretty sure he was, you know, a good 3-point shooter in college at Nebraska. Even though if the shooting splits do not say that, he was really their only offense, man. He was not really, you know, supported by any other secondary threat. So, yeah. At 24, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. This is interesting. This is I could go a lot of different ways here. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, you can't really go wrong either direction, but I'm actually going to go, I'm going to go with MarJon Beauchamp. I'm going to go with MarJon Beauchamp. I think I'm a huge fan of his game. I just think that you need a guy who can be a defender, who can block some shots, get some steals, play in transition. Him and Giannis is going to be scary in transition, man. I think he just has some great upside as a championship type player because he just makes winning plays, and I think that's exactly what the Bucks need to bounce back from this season's struggles in the second round. San Antonio's on the clock. I think we got to go Walker Kessler. I think we do got to go Walker Kessler. I just think that he's the best big available, and San Antonio needs a center desperately. They definitely need a center, and I think walking away with Walker Kessler at 25 is a W to me. 26, we got the Dallas Mavericks. You know, I could go with the center like Kamagate. They definitely need a center, like for sure. But looking at their lineup right now, I don't know why JJ Redick is on here. He definitely, unless he retired from ESPN duty, he definitely doesn't play for the Mavericks anymore. But maybe this is outdated or something. But I could go with a big, kind of in a tough situation here. I do not want to go like the two best players available are both point guards, and I'm not a fan of that. So I think I'm gonna have to go with a big, and I went with Kamagate last time, so I'm gonna go with. Should I go with Christian Coloco this high though? Do they even have another pick in this draft? They don't. I gotta go with the center, man. Like, there's just no other way for me to put it, saying that other than that they need a center. I'm going with Kamagate again. I think that Kamagate is a rim roller, as a lob threat, as a rim protector, is exactly what the Mavericks need, man. I just think that you need a big body down low more than anything right now, even though it's kind of a reach. You just got to take a guy like that. At 27, we got the Miami Heat. And I think the Heat, I mean, you could go different ways here. I don't really want to go with you could go wing, you could go big. I'm going to go with the guard. I'm going to go with Dalen Terry. I think that Dalen Terry will fit the Heat to a T. He just makes winning plays. He defends. He play makes. He runs in transition. He's shown flashes of shooting the ball out of Arizona. You know, he shot 50% from the field. Although these stats don't really jump out to you, he's just a very high IQ player, and I think the Heat love their high IQ type players, and Dalen Terry is one of them. And at 28, we got the Warriors, and we're gonna have him going with. Should I go with Kennedy Chandler or Blake Wesley here, or Trevor Keels? You got some good options if you're Golden State, but I'm gonna go with Kennedy Chandler. I think you desperately need that backup PG. I think Poole is a 2 more than anything. I don't think he's a backup point guard. Gary Payton is definitely not a point guard. Apart from Steph Curry, they don't really have any guy who can take the pressure off of him when he's, on the bench. Apart from Poole, who's really a 2 in my opinion. Kennedy Chandler is a very high IQ point guard. And then you got the Grizzlies at 29 here again. Took Jaden Hardy at 22. And I could go with another 2 in Blake Wesley, but I'm actually gonna go with You know what? I'm gonna go with Blake Wesley. I think Blake Wesley can run some three. I definitely think that he can run some three. I think he has some upside as a scorer. And I do think that, you know, he's garnered a lot of, you know, Tyler Hero comparisons, Bones Highland comparisons, Tyrese Maxey comparisons. I like Blake Wesley's game, and I'm a huge fan of Blake Wesley's game. And I do think you need to bolster up that wing position. And then at 30, we got the Nuggets. And here I'm going to have him going with Jake LaRavia. I think that, you know, Aaron Gordon has kind of been a question mark with them. I think LaRavia out of Wake Forest is a very good fit with Denver. And I do think that, you know, that trade with OKC was a W for them because they freed up some cap space of JaMychal Green's contract. But this is the full first round. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, man. There was some I know I could have taken a couple of picks, you know, switched them here and there, but I'm pretty overall happy with this draft. Like I said, another one is going to come out next week right before the draft, so I'm super hyped for that. I'll see y'all later as always, man. Peace.